So welcome back. Welcome back to Know Your Happiness How with Winko Chow, and we are in conversation with Ashish. So yes, Ashish, now that you are quite to an extent and by a normal person's standards very successful. Uh, I would want to hear what is that keeps you going, what is that takes you, and how is your normal day like?
Well, for me, what keeps me going is again this. I keep writing new goals down onto my
Oh,
list, and I've just kept up
okay.
with that exercise. Is every time I scratch off one goal, I add another goal to my list of, hey, here's what I want to do, here's where I want to see myself, or here's what I want to be doing in a year or 2 years or 4 years or whatever that is. So I have this list of goals, and that just waking up and going through that list just keeps me going every single day.
Hmm.
Talking of my regular day right now is just I don't even know what to say because it's a new startup that I'm working on, so it's just work, work, and more work every single day, right? So I work for about 15, 16 hours a day right now, and
Hmm.
it's just that I wake up, I read
Hmm.
my list, I go about my day, I keep working through different issues tasks that come on, and then I go to bed and I wake up and repeat the process. So it's kind of been like that for the last few months. I'm hoping that over the course of this year, I build out a team and then I sort of stabilize and get to a point where I have time for myself as well.
All right. So while to me it seems all work, so that increases my intrigueness to know as to uh, is there something which kind of peps your life, and or otherwise as of now it is sounding all work, work, work and no
Well,
play.
no, it is kind of like that, but I do get like the pep in my
All
life.
right.
So I draw my sort of relaxation from two things, right? One is
Okay.
the feeling of when you get on a call and tell a customer about, hey, here's what we did, or here's
Okay.
how we can change your life, and their reaction to that, right, is just
Hmm.
amazing, right? Every single time a customer is happy and says, you know what, this has changed my life, or this is going to change my life, it just brings a smile to me and it just keeps me going and want me to do more. The other thing is I do have a working partner. I got a dog
Wow.
who
Okay.
yeah, he's a Great Dane who goes by the name Duke.
Oh.
And yeah, even when I'm working and I get too tired, he just comes by and he snuggles with me, so it
Okay.
really helps, right? And it relaxes me a lot.
Certainly, certainly. That reminds me another friend of mine who's got a Great Dane, and although they are great, and they also have one quality that is, no, not many people come around you. they,
Right. They're
they're so
very
huge.
intimidating to look
They're
at.
very
They
intimidating. Yeah,
are.
yeah. So, so good to know that you do have, your moments where something cheers you up. So,
Yep.
while I'm talking of those moments, can you think of any moment, any event, any circumstance which kind of was your aha moment in your personal or your professional life?
Um, yeah, so the one thing which again sort of came to me while I was going through this exercise is that we have this urge, right? We start off having a certain set of skills, certain knowledge, and you see others erring, and you feel like, you know what, you have to interfere and you have to tell them that they're doing something wrong or they need to change the way they're doing things. But uh, anytime you offering unsolicited advice, by unsolicited, I mean advice which no one asked for, right?
Hmm.
You lose value
Hmm.
in that person's eyes. Your advice, although may be great, will lose value. I've learned to only offer my suggestions, recommendations, advice to people who want it, who come up to me and say, hey, you know what, I need help with this, or can you help me, or can you give me advice on how to go about a certain task, activity, things like that. And that I have found has increased my value, not just for others, but my value to myself tremendously, because now I know that whatever advice or insight I have to offer will be taken seriously. And that gives you a lot of confidence. It's really helped me boost my self-esteem or my self worth.
Hmm. So now you talking like a big boy, you know. You're talking like a real somebody who's got real balanced head on over his shoulders, you know. So
Right.
all those, you know, even the elders listening and watching, do take it. We all have so many, you know, what we have at in abundance is opinions, observations, and advices. So might as well, you know, keep it, you know, safe for somebody who really needs it. So,
Right.
if I had to ask you, you know, what is another one aspect, you know, you have changed about yourself that has made the difference? You know, that.
Um, that's a tough one, but I think the one thing that
Mhm.
I have changed is making a deliberate effort or
Mhm.
working on anything, right? You have to make a conscious effort into whatever
Okay.
you're doing. You have to put that
Mhm.
conscious effort in.
Mhm.
Uh, by that, what I mean is that, we get a lot of mundane things that we do through life. And they become very unengaging. They become not so exciting over the course of time. It could be anything, right? A task that you do for your work or something that you do every day. It could be as something as simple as driving to work, right? When you repeat it, it becomes very mundane. But when you put a deliberate effort into recognizing what you're doing or consciously doing something, it really changes your perspective. It really helps focus on yourself, focus on the task at hand. And I think that's really been, at least for me, it's worked, right? It's really helped me a lot. It has added a lot of value to my work, and people notice.
Mhm. So, you know, if a youngster who's just started out, maybe in his first job or second job, or maybe in your
Right,
own team, you know,
right,
though I don't know, people watching you must be, you know, filling out their CVs now. So they would love to work with a boss like you. So if you had to,
right.
m- you know, speak to them and maybe not an advice, but really, if you would wish what they would want to take, you know, from this conversation or from your life, what would be that one thing that you would want to share with them?
Well, I think what I would, advise these people is that do not try and make up stuff, right? Like I constantly get new people who we hire either as freshers or with very little experience who come on board and have this urge to, show that they know everything or
Hmm.
that they they really are geniuses, right? And
Hmm.
that really doesn't help, right? Number one is that I would want to know, right, what are your shortcomings so that I know how I can help you or what I can do to improve, your way of life or how to improve you as a person to do better work. Um, no one knows anything, right, in this world. Everything is sort of making it up as they go along. No one was
Correct.
born with skills and talent. So
Hmm.
so I would advise them, don't try to be someone you're not. Be exactly who you are, right?
Hmm.
Tell people very openly, hey, here's what I know, here's what I don't know, right? Ask questions, right?
Hmm.
People I work with are very scared to ask questions because they have this notion that they're going to be perceived as idiots, but
Hmm.
that's just not the case, right? I would
Hmm.
want to know that, hey, if you have questions, I would want to answer them. If there's some things that you don't know, I would want to teach you about them. So anytime you are not asking questions or anytime you are representing yourself for something you are not, you're actually digging a ditch for yourself. And the more you do it, the bigger the ditch. So don't do that, right? Don't ever pretend to be something you're not, and don't ever stop asking questions because you're too scared for how you're going to be perceived.
So what, in a way, you're saying is, it's okay to be you. You know, it's okay
Yeah,
not to know things, and it's always okay to, you know, come up front and say that you don't know and you want to know. And let's
absolutely.
understand. You know, people watching and listening. You know, take a lesson. no idea is a stupid idea ever. Had it been stupid,
Absolutely.
we wouldn't be where we are. So
Very
everything
true.
everything on day one is sounds like a stupid idea. So
Right.
while you are doing something which you are successful at the moment, is there somebody who's had tremendous impact on your life, or is there some learning that you've got from somebody, or somebody who you idolize, somebody?
Well, there's actually many people, right, like
All right.
who I idealize and have
Mm-hmm.
had something that they have taught me or mentored me one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my old boss from my first job, Mr. John McDonough. He was the COO
Mm-hmm.
of the organization, and
All right.
he really taught me how to be a good professional and how to think about the bigger picture, right? How to look
Mm-hmm.
at the bigger picture, how to think about it, and not just get lost in the minute details. If if you are working on a task, right, and you
Mm-hmm.
have to achieve something, you need to know what's the purpose behind it. Without that purpose, there's really no point in doing anything. And that's something that he taught me, and there have been other people along the way, but I think the most prominent person who's had a huge impact on my life has been my father, because um,
Oh,
I have seen him struggle, right? I've seen
okay.
him when he came to Mumbai with absolutely no money in his pocket and started his own consultancy firm. And I've seen him struggle to all of those times. And I've seen him go through ups and downs. So I've really learned a lot from his life. And so he has been very, very impactful on my life. There have been many others, obviously. Like I would also like to mention Kristen Clausen, who's one of the people I work with right now, and she's just this amazing person, right? She does so much, right? She's got a challenged kid who has who's mentally challenged, and she works with her. And apart from that, she also runs a business, and then she runs all of these workshops, and she's just constantly on the go, and she has this energy which I have not really seen in anyone, right? And so she inspires me, and she helps me mentor me about how she approaches things and how she works things. But these are just to name a few. I've got so many people.
All right. So, people, you can, look up to your bosses, and you should know what is the right question to ask them, and how should you be presenting to them. So,
Right.
while you do all this, and, and by the way, you yourself are a person who people would idolize, that's a compliment. So,
Thank you.
so, I mean, how do you push yourself through some worst times as an entrepreneur now? And, you've been in some leadership positions earlier too. So, what are those times when, as a supervisor or now at the helm of affairs, you push yourself through your, bad times or through difficult times?
Well, the only way that I have found that I've been able to sort of spin myself out of a
Mhm.
terrible situation, like I've had times where, I got on a phone call and everything was bad. The customer just blasted me saying that, what, you guys don't know how to work and you have screwed up my business and you caused me these losses. And getting out of that, right, after that call, you just feel so rejected, dejected, and you feel like there's really nothing good left in the world. And I think the only way that at least I have been able to move past that is put one foot in front of the other. Focus on one thing that you have to do next, and then the next, and then the next, right? Until you get out of that state of mind. And then you reflect, you introspect, and you say, okay, here's what I need to do differently. And again, modify your goal list.
All right. So, so you see, even when you're sitting at the helm of affairs, uh, it's not all the time, that things are easy and honky dory.
Right, right.
So, so if you had to share, one habit or a routine, or let's say a success mantra, from whatever that you have shared, actually, you've shared quite a bit. What would that be?
Um, I would say that do everything with a smile on your face, right? Whether
Oh, excellent.
you're happy, you're not happy, whatever it may be, right? Whatever may be your state
Hmm.
of mind, every phone call you're getting on, every conversation that you're having with a person, any video calls that you get on, smile. It is
Hmm.
very, very important. Even when you feel like people are not listening to you or people are just not able to see your face, right? It's still important to smile. It makes a world of difference in conversations. I've had many telephonic conversations where I get on a call, it's a really, really upset person on the other line, a customer maybe, or even an employee for that matter. And you keep talking to them, but when you smile and have that conversation, you will start to notice the difference, right? Because it's non-verbal. Somehow we have this ability to know if a person in front of you while speaking is smiling or not smiling.
Hmm.
And the moment you smile, it changes the whole conversation. It really tips it in your favor. So that's been one mantra that's really worked for me, is always smile when you're talking to someone. It really helps the conversation.
Excellent, excellent. So here, let me tell you, I didn't ask him to say this for me. We are hitting our motto of, knowing the happiness how and bringing the smile and the sparkle on your face. So guys, remember, whatever you're doing, always keep that smile on your face. So it was lovely chatting with you and knowing you so well better. And I'm sure that it has been a pleasure for all the listeners and people who are watching. And what necessarily comes out now is that it's your belief system, it's your mindset, it's your approach, it's your attitude. It's that is what you can control, and what you can control is yourself. So so guys, remember that it's all within us in and when it is good inside, it slowly will start showing it outside. So what we can understand is to it is not the problems that we face, it is how we approach to handle those problems. So remember that, and keep smiling, like Ashish says, whatever be the state, continue to smile. And before we go, what I would want is that to share something uh, that people can help people in these difficult times, times when a lot of people are under various stress and various pressures of various kinds. The environment itself is very pensive at the moment all around us, with the lockdowns going on, a lot of people having difficult times in their jobs. Working from home itself has become a stress in a way. So you have something that you would want to share with them?
No, I think it's just cooped up at home, working from home.
Mhm.
It may get very tiresome, but uh, do remember to always sort of lighten the mood, do something that sort of brings you happiness and joy, right? Like you just have to put one foot in front of the other and get past it. Um, that's probably the only thing I
Great,
have.
great. No, no, absolutely. One time, one moment, live the moment. You know,
Yep,
in the uh, mm, hourglass, we haven't seen what has gone by and what is to come. So what we have
right,
is the moment with us. So,
right.
uh, so that's about it, guys. And hope you've liked this conversation. And we were able to provide some value for your time. And if people have to reach you, Ashish, where do they reach you?
Well, they can send me an email on my email ID. It's a bit long, but I'll try and say it. It's
No, no,
AY.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can go ahead and post
No,
it
no,
or,
no,
or
please,
whatever
please
is
go ahead.
necessary.
Sorry, please go
Yeah,
ahead.
so my email ID is ayelapanthula@gmail.com. That's AYELLAPANTULA@gmail.com. And I'd be more than happy to work with you or talk to you.
All right. And you could also connect with him on LinkedIn. We will certainly share the link below here and in our link for this podcast, as well as the video that we would be making from here. So till we are back with you with another interesting conversation, another interesting guest, and another interesting episode of Know Your Happiness How with Winko Chow. Before I go, my word of little caution here, guys. Stay safe, follow the COVID protocol, and stay healthy, stay peaceful, and keep smiling. That is what matters. So it's me and Ashish signing off from here, saying bye bye and take care. Thank you again. Thank you, Ashish. It was pleasure having you on the show, and we would love to hear more. When there is some more time, and we can come back and catch up again. Thank you again.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you.
Bye bye. So we sign off here. Stay happy, stay smiling. It's Wing Commander Satyendra Chauhan, aka Winko Chow, the resilient coach, saying bye bye from Bangalore. See you.